Hello, and welcome to the final episode of A Beginner's Guide to Roller Coasters. If you haven't already seen part 5, the link is in the description. Today, we'll be talking about the complex operations of roller coasters and how they manage to give its riders an exciting experience while also keeping them safe. Millions of people visit theme parks every year, and usually, their flagship attractions are roller coasters. Most large-scale roller coasters can present an intimidating appearance, which makes some guests think the ride might be unsafe. The idea that some roller coasters are unsafe has been heavily exploited by the media for several years. There are news articles online that exaggerate routine operations, making the reader think that this is a major incident. This has left many people questioning the safety of not just roller coasters, but theme parks in general. Most news articles are about roller coasters stopping on its lift hill, but in real life, it's much more safe than the media made it out to be. These are referred to as ride stoppages, and they occur regularly at safe, functional theme parks. There are various reasons why roller coasters stop, such as extreme weather conditions. Extreme weather, such as heavy rain, lightning, and other types of weather, may cause a roller coaster to stop until the weather has improved. Also, roller coasters can stop due to a rider becoming ill. If this does happen, the ride operator can stop the ride so they can attend to the unwell guest. A roller coaster can also close so that parts of the ride area can be cleaned as a result of a rider becoming unwell. Unless you have permission from the park themselves, it is strictly prohibited to have mobile phones and cameras on a roller coaster. If this happens, ride operators can stop the ride so that the device can be retrieved. There's also the risk of loose articles. Loose items can fall out of pockets of riders, which is very dangerous because the item can collide with people around or on the coaster. If an item needs to be retrieved, they must stop the coaster, allowing for a member of staff to safely enter the ride area and collect the lost property. To prevent this from happening, loose items should be stored in the ride baggage zones located in the station building. To ensure a fun and safe experience, roller coasters contain hundreds of sensors which monitor every single aspect of the ride, but sometimes sensors can be oversensitive, which can cause the computer system to stop the ride, as the sensors could detect a problem. These problems are quickly resolved by the ride operators, as they take predetermined methods to analyze and solve the problem. Once the issue has been fixed, empty trains are sent around the track before guests can ride this coaster again. Probably the rarest reason for a ride to stop is a mechanical fault. If a mechanical fault occurs, the computer system will shut the ride down, with no harm to its riders. But if any of these reasons at any time, the ride operators can force the ride to stop. If the operators believe that certain people on or around the coaster are at risk, the roller coaster will temporarily close. If a ride stoppage does happen, there are two main solutions. The first one is resolving the problem and restarting the coaster. This means that riders can complete the layout as normal and return to the station. The second solution is removing guests from the coaster. This is referred to as a ride evacuation, and it involves the ride hosts manually releasing the guests from the trains. They are then safely escorted off the coaster by members of staff. There are two locations where a roller coaster could possibly stop. The first one is on the coaster's lift hill. If a roller coaster does stop on its lift hill, there's an anti-rollback system in the lift hill preventing the train from rolling back down to the base of the lift hill. The second stopping position is on a brake front of the coaster. Throughout a roller coaster's layout, there are various brakes that cause the ride to slow down, and if necessary, can cause the ride to stop. These brakes occur by default, meaning the slowed down train even if there isn't an issue. On both of these stopping points are what's known as catwalks, which are sets of stairs that allow the riders to walk safely out of the ride area. Catwalks, as well as ride hosts, make evacuations a safe and essential part of roller coaster operations. A second concern that guests have is the restraints on the roller coaster train. Riders sometimes feel insecure when they pull down the restraints, as it may be loose. Fortunately, the ride vehicles have been designed to accommodate anyone above the height restriction. This means if you are tall enough to ride and can close the restraint comfortably, you will be safely held in place throughout the entire ride. Some roller coasters contain extra safety measures, such as seat belts, that can be found on some roller coasters. This is just an extra precaution and not crucial to the ride safety, meaning if the seatbelt does become undone, it doesn't pose a threat to the riders. The restraints also feature sensors, which feed information back to the computer system. The computer system is extremely extensive, because it ensures the coaster is operating correctly at all times. This system always accurately monitors the progress of the trains on the track, and all the statistics of the roller coaster itself. Because of the literal hundreds of sensors on the entire track, the computer system can determine the location of every ride vehicle. This information is essential for the operations of roller coasters. The layout of a roller coaster is split up into what are known as block sections. The computer system allows for there to only be one train in each block section at a time, meaning a new train cannot enter a certain block section until it is empty. Brake sections can be found before and after each block section, meaning the progress of the train is paused until the track in the front is empty. This removes the possibility of two trains interacting with each other. As well as the highly advanced computer systems, roller coasters are inspected every single day. During this time, the track and trains are inspected, the systems are tested, and the trains are tested, completing several laps around the layout. After the entire inspection has been 100% completed, guests can begin to board the ride. Much larger maintenance takes place on all of the attractions during the closed season. During this time, the trains are disassembled and reassembled, the track is thoroughly inspected, and the coaster is certified as safe by an external inspection agency. Theme parks have become one of the safest forms of recreational activities in the world, but now is time for the part of the video where I ask you the inverted question to test how much you have learnt from this video. The question is, aside from lift hills, what other location on the track can a roller coaster stop? If you guessed a brake section, then you are correct. That is it for the last episode of A Beginner's Guide to Roller Coasters. If you have watched the series the whole way through, then by now you will have officially entered the world of roller coasters and gained enough knowledge to start becoming an enthusiast. The roller coaster community as a whole has been one of the greatest experiences of my life, and I have decided to pass my knowledge of roller coasters down to you, the viewer. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.